Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe button. Here we have another crazy story. A lot of individuals are saying that C Murder, he might be innocent. You know, some people say he's being set up, but no one knows for certain. Only thing we know for certain is C Murder is behind the bars for murder, for life. This is C Murder before he went in.
I'm gonna get right here, see. All right. How you doing today, see?
I'm good.
All right. I just want to know, man, how did you get into this publishing game? What made you think about doing
I had a
that?
lot of time to sit and think. And first, I started off with getting into the writing game.
Okay.
I wrote my first novel, Death Around the Corner. And from there, me being a hustler, I'm like, look, I can make all the money from this instead of getting my whole percentage to the distributors, you know what I'm saying? So I decided to start True Publishing.
Oh,
A lot of individuals are saying that C Murder was too smart of a guy, and believe it or not, he was against useless and senseless crimes. That's why a lot of individuals don't believe that he really committed a crime.
that's a good thing. So, like, do you have any favorite books?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got a lot of favorite books. I mean, I read a lot.
Okay.
Malcolm X's autobiography written by Alex Haley, that's one.
Okay.
Another one I like is the Solidaire Brothers. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, it's a couple of questions that I normally ask my guests, and I want to ask you the same questions. What do you think?
The unfortunate part is C Murder likes to read a lot. Unfortunately, he has a lot of free time on his hands right now to read as many books as he wants.
It's the most important thing that has ever happened in your life, most significant thing that just comes to mind.
I think me personally, the most significant thing happening to me is having my daughters.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm crazy about them and they keep me on the right path. You see what I'm saying?
As you can see, C Murder was really a family man. He said he loved his kids.
And it make me want to progress and do what I got to do to benefit for them.
Okay. And another thing I want to ask is, if there was anything in this world you could possibly change, what would it be? Whether it be in your personal life or just in the world in general?
That's hard. There's so much need to be changed in this world, you know what I'm saying? I mean, one of the things that touches home with me is the crime rate.
Okay.
So that's one thing that I really want to start focusing on, the crime rate. And the way to do that is to get a lot of the little homies to start reading.
Right. Right.
To show come together at the end of the day.
Right. To show them a whole new world.
A whole new world.
All right. And I'm sure this is something that women want to know.
As you can see, C Murder said he was against violence. He wanted the youngins to put the guns down. That's why a lot of individuals was kind of skeptical if C Murder was really the one who committed that murder off that 60-year-old young man in the club.
What is your pet peeve about the opposite sex?
I mean, women, they great. I just feel like women are great. Simple as that. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm sure they'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
C Murder was convicted behind the bars. He said he still didn't do it. He said he went to a party, a shooting occurred, and he ran out just like everyone else.
What's up, y'all? This is C Murder. I'm locked up. I'm an innocent man. I'm still fighting this case. They're gonna let me out. They're gonna let me out eventually. But I'm an innocent man. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up though. I don't give a fuck about people. You heard me? All these fuck ass people, the reason I'm in here. All these fuck ass people, the reason I'm locked up behind bars. Some shit I didn't do. Motherfuckers talking about they gonna keep it true. You motherfuckers ain't keeping it true. The shit y'all saying is not true. I'm an innocent man.
Yeah, they got me down here for a second degree murder, something I ain't doing when they tripping on me like that because of my name, my status, my character, you feel me? I feel like they been out to get a nigga, you see what I'm saying? So they trying to get me now. shit corrupt over here. I'm in Jefferson Parish. This shit corrupt as a motherfucker, you feel me? So all I gotta do now is fight to get my way up out of here, you heard me? Shit like I went to the club trying to have a little fun, enjoy myself, see my surroundings and my fans, you hear me? So I can feel for what's going on out there and lay that gangster music. These bitches come up in, kick me and hit me up with a motherfucking whole murder charge, you hear me? So I'm fighting for my life right now. And I'm waiting for the motherfucking Supreme Court to give me a big decision right now, you hear me? So pretty much, and then by the time y'all get this, I'm already have a decision or something like that, you see what I'm saying? So we'll see where that nigga don't know his future hold, but nigga gotta hold on to what he doing, you feel me? So that's it about my case, you heard me? And that's a true story.
C Murder say he's an innocent man. So who did it? Who really did it? C Murder being from the streets. A lot of individuals from the streets. It might be a myth. It might be reality. What a lot of individuals say though, they wouldn't cooperate in telling their worst enemies. I wonder if that's the truth.
Man, I mean, you pull a big fish, you bring on a child, you're going to make the news, you can upgrade your career. Simple as that.
That doesn't resonate very well with me, Corey. I mean, I got to be honest with you.
I know that.
C Murder, up to today's day, he say he's an innocent man.
I have to resonate. You're probably not going to believe my story, but my story is my story.
Right. Now, let me ask you this.
There were a couple of witnesses who identified you as the shooter.
So what about those witnesses?
They were just making stuff up, you know.
C Murder saying the individuals, the witnesses, were just making things up for 15 minutes of fame. Is he lying or is he telling the truth?
15 minutes of fame. That night of the shoot, nobody mentioned my name at all.
Right.
All these people know me, they know my face.
Right.
Know who I am. If that would have been me, I shot this dude. They'd have told them people as soon as they walked in the door that I did.
Do you know who shot the guy?
No, we don't know who shot the guy.
Okay. So what about...
C Murder said he was the most popular person in the club. And if he did it, they would have said he did it the first day. But no one did.
The Juan Flowers.
Let me tell you something about me. They ain't gonna never hear nothing come out my mouth pointing the finger at nobody else. Not even to save my own soul. That just ain't.
C Murder said he wouldn't point the finger at the next person, not even to save his own soul. I have to admit, an individual with that type of mentality might be capable of anything. They might be capable of doing anything.
Oh, yeah. That's just the way I live. That's the way I come up.
Wow. But you got to understand this, Corey. Every day that you sit in prison and you're there innocently, and your daughters think you're there innocently, they are serving time with you every single day. They are right alongside of you. You understand that?
Unfortunately, they said if you're behind the bars and you have loved ones who really care for you, they're so sad and depressed when you're behind the bars, it's like they're doing time themselves. Unbelievable.
I can't tell you how many times your daughter smiled every time we mentioned your name. She loves you beyond measure. If you had any part to do with this, you don't have to tell me, honestly. You don't.
Yeah.
But tell your daughters. They are still gonna love you no matter what.
Crazy. It's crazy like that. C Murder. Is the streets the myth or is it the real? They said the brother of the victim is convinced that C Murder did it. Back to the channel. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, button, tell a friend, tell a friend. The continuation of C Murder. Did he really do it or not?
And stories and some that were threatened and or claimed they were threatened.
So Peanut,
did you ever?
Peanut was threatened. The one But he didn't change his story because of the threats.
Yeah.
He changed his story because he was trying to get into the music industry, and they were blackballing him as a snitch. Yeah. And this came out of his mouth as well. So when I talked to him about, I think the show was Reasonable Doubt, and I was in Texas.
Oh, that's right.
Was
that's
the
right.
one.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it. Yep.
And I was in Texas, and I called him, and I was like, "What's going?" Like, because I was aggravated too, and he was like, "Calm down. There's a difference between Hollywood and real life." Yeah. But I was like, "Hey, your Hollywood antics is getting interfered with my family's real life."
See murder, so he's an innocent man.
Right. And he was like, "No," and telling me everything scripted and it's going to be okay. And he tell me what happened with him and the industry, and he still didn't go anywhere anyway. But for whatever reason, I was like, all right, I wasn't mad at him because I understand you wanted to be on that bad. But I'm like, I know the truth. So he was threatened. And then even after, like I never, and this the first time people who listening will hear me say this part. So his cousin, Peanut's cousin, was murdered in Kenner or Metairie. And he called Jefferson Parish Police to tell them who did it then and all the stuff that happened. So he was working great with the police, but it was just later when all of this other stuff came out, he wanted to make it seem like, I guess he was a...
That's crazy. That's crazy. See, murder said he's an innocent man. See, murder said he's a good guy.
Murder advocate.
Yeah.
And like that's what happened with him.
What about personally? Do you know, because I've seen several of your interviews and things that you've done with like BET and TMZ and some of these people. Were you ever, I almost felt like, because I put myself in people's shoes and I'm like, man, he must feel like he's out on an island. There's so many, he's fighting this big conglomerate
in the
by
beginning,
himself.
I did. The beginning, I felt like I was out on the island.
Yeah.
Because the threats come more from, like, the fans.
Yeah.
The people that know, like, it's no threats for them. And, by the way,
everyone, all C Murder's fans that say he didn't do it, they say free C Murder.
none of those people scare me either, so I would never like interfere in my life.
Woody told me one time if someone's thretening you, they ain't doing nothing.
You don't have to
worry.
People that do stuff don't threaten.
And it's all these fake profiles online, so I already know. And then when Mr. Harry Lee was alive, he came to my parents' house personally, right?
He's an
awesome guy.
Dude, man.
I love Harry Lee, so I don't care what anybody says about Harry Lee. The man was for right. He was for right. If you did something and got in trouble, that was on you. So don't ever try to make that a race thing. He was just.
Wow, did C Murder really let the money get to his head? Did he really feel like what he was above the law?
He wanted rights, and he wanted to get right.
Sure, yeah. And
so he came to the house and he said, if anyone threatened you, come here, and you feel like you in harm, like do what you have to do. And he gave my daddy 9mm 45 from the sheriff's office itself, and was like, take care of your family and your responsibilities.
Well, and shout out to you for being, I guess you could say, I don't know if you call it the spokesman for.
That's crazy because a lot of individuals, even though maybe C Murder did do it, they still want him free. They love him that much.
Your family, but the person, the front face for your family, and taking that on, and because
I had to, because I got tired of hearing that C Murder was innocent and C Murder was railroaded. So hearing that for 20 years takes a toll on a person, and I'm like, maybe they don't know the truth, maybe they don't know the facts. So let me give them the facts. And like I said, you still have his diehard fans that's gonna say he was innocent, but that's just ignorant. Because if you see facts in front of you and you don't want to listen, then your fight is not with me. Your fight is with God.
I seen him do it.
And with yourself, because you are dead ignorant.
That's right. And let me tell you, Percy Miller, I know a lot. I've done a lot of research on him, and have a lot of respect for him and what he's done in the music industry. And he's a businessman. Now, make no mistake, he's no dummy. He's very smart. He pulled off what I consider a miracle to be able to do what he did, and I got mad respect for him for that. I think C Murder is an amazing rapper. I thought he was great at what he did.
A lot of individuals used to enjoy C Murder's music when he was out. They say he was very talented.
Probably the best of them all as far as No Limit was concerned, in my opinion. And I think it's a shame that he ended up where he's at.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he didn't do it.
Right. And
don't confuse
Percy
those
now,
two things.
that's why when I spoke earlier and I say then, Master P now actually reached out personally to me and apologized. So I have much respect for him.
Wow, that's crazy that Master P, C Murder's brother, reached out to the victim's family and apologized for what his brother did or supposedly did. That's crazy. Is Master P basically saying he knows his brother did it?
Master P. He didn't have to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So he reached out, apologized to me and my family, and also stated that C Murder is where he needs to be. He said he asked C Murder who pulled the trigger. C Murder told him he not a snitch and he got to live on the streets and all of this stuff. He said that's the day he washed his hands with him. So he believed either C Murder was the trigger man or C Murder knows who was the trigger man and don't want to talk. He said either way.
Wow. I mean, if you're from the streets, you stand on the street rules, there's nothing wrong with not saying anything and staying in jail for the rest of your life. So what's the issue? Why does C Murder want to get out of prison and keep his mouth closed at the same time? Which one's better? Freedom or his loyalty towards the streets?
Where he needs to be until his mind changes.
That's huge, huh?
And I struggle to, when you're 23 and you go down for murder, I could see you saying something like that.
Right.
When you're 43 and you've been in there as long as he has, I don't buy the code anymore.
Me neither. And you're almost family. 50 and you got daughters that you claim you want to get out here to.
Yes, beautiful daughters. I mean, a beautiful family.
Right.
Brothers. All these things, and you're going to sit in jail for the rest of your life for something that you didn't do because you won't name someone else because of a code?
Right.
Wow, that's amazing. C Murder's really from the streets. He sticks to the code at all times. C Murder say he didn't do it. C Murder rather do life in jail away from his family than to tell the truth. I don't know.
Dumbest thing in the world. I don't buy it either.
Yeah, just and I saw his daughters and all that stuff too. And of course, nobody wants to believe their loved one.
No,
is wanting to do that, even though I'm sure it was a dope fueled, shitty decision, and probably hopefully it's one that he wants to take back every day. But go back to your brother, bro. Nobody. I mean, he was a fan. Right, and got brutally murdered.
I'm sure everybody at that time.
So in reality, C Murder just did something to one of his fans. That was it.
New Orleans, especially that were in that rap game and or ran with those that were. I'm sure all of them looked up to what No Limit was doing. I mean, that was not a hidden story in New Orleans. That was, hey, we can get out. We can, not only can we get out, we can build empires.
It gave everyone inspiration.
It's just it really is a total fucking shame that your brother lost his life over this, and all of these other people were impacted over stupidity. Just a seems like a split second decision, or just plain stupid stuff, foolish games that kids play. And so many people have been impacted, and it's frustrating because obviously your brother had some talent. Heck, he's out there out rapping everybody.
Right.
You know, pretty boy.
C Murder, he did what he had to do. 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 See, Murder said he rather, lose his soul than to point a finger at someone. Think about that.
And the ladies' man, and
that's the other part that pissed me off too. When they say, "Oh, what was a 16-year-old doing in the club?" So we were fans. We were fans.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, like anybody would have snuck out that night to get in that club. And this was a teenage club, which people fail to forget.
Yeah. I was in clubs when I was 16.
Me too.
That's just how we rolled in those days.
Right. I'm like, no, everybody did it. I'm like, no, but you missing the fact that it was a teenage club for one, but two, even if he was in there, he snuck in there. I'm like, that doesn't take away from the murder, right?
That's right.
Yeah. That's crazy. I wonder why C. Murder decided to go inside of a club, allegedly with a gun on him.
That is absolutely.
Well, that's getting lost in the semantics of things and not looking at the facts. And we talked a little bit before the show, but I wanted to impress this point again on air, and that is, to me, when you are in a position like C. Murder was in, where he had pretty much unlimited money. I mean, he could fight this as far as he wanted to take it with the best attorneys.
C. Murder went from living in big giant mansions to little smally, tiny prison jail cells.
Attorneys he could have, and you look at the prosecutors in this case who knew what they were facing, as Woody brought up earlier. This is an acute political emergency. We got to make sure all T's are crossed and I's are dotted. In that situation, if he did not do it, it would have come out some kind of way.
Right.
If he did it.
They said other individuals came forward and say they did it. No one believed that C. Murder didn't do it. And that's the issue.
And the only thing that's going to stop him, he had unlimited money. He could have got out even if he did it in a lot of cases.
Right.
So if he's still sitting in jail, there must have been a lot of evidence there to convince some juries.
Yeah, well, the thing about you, I mean, they got him the mistrial, right? The judge, for whatever reason. And then you go back again. And so you got a double shot at putting on the best defense in the world, for the best money in the world, and it's got more national attention. And get convicted again.
And at that point, you already know the prosecutor's case,
right?
Because they've already done it.
They've
once.
already showed all the cards. And then,
so if you're defensive,
See, Murder, as I said, he's hoping to get a third trial now, a third one, number 3.
Then you go down and you got all your appeals and you got all these famous people, for whatever reason, jumping on the bandwagon, trying to ride it out, trying to ride the story. And I mean, I don't even think it should be about that dude, bro. It should be about your brother.
That's right.
And your family.
Well, it is
people.
about. That's
well,
right.
you know what I'm saying. That,
right.
But that your brother is not the one that gets the constant other than him being the murder victim. They don't say, hey, he loved my mama's spaghetti and meatballs.
Right.
You know what I mean? He loved my daddy's gumbo. He was a ladies' man. And,
and he can rap.
You got to make it about the victim.
And I'm not mad at the fans. The fans are fans. So I'm like, no, you're going to
See, Murder might be one of the richest individuals in Angola prison right now. C. Murder is in his 50s right now. C. Murder said he wants to get out. I wonder if C. Murder will ever get out. I wonder if C. Murder would ever tell who did it, either him or someone else. I have no idea. But as you can see, C. Murder wasn't a dumb individual. He was very smart. I wonder why he made that bad decision that day. Allegedly. F-Service TV, tell a friend, here we go. I seen him do it.
do what you do.
Right.